Howdy, ladies and gents.
What's going on?
Let's see here. It hasn't popped up on mine yet. Make sure we went live. Oh yeah, we on there. It's funny how there's a delay on here. I'm gonna refresh. There we go. Now we're good. Y'all doing all right? We have something to give away. Yay! We got a pack of fobs we're gonna send out. These, a local guy a couple years ago bought this company out, lives 20 minutes from here. These are meant to, you may have seen them on Instagram and all that. You don't have any regular vanes or anything on your arrows. You just slide these on the back of the arrow. The knock fits behind it. And this is your fletching. It's got 3 little fins in there with a little offset. So pick a number between 1 and 25 and we'll give these away here in a minute. Fobs. It stands for fletching only better. They were a guy, I think he was in Colorado, if I remember right, had invented these and had them on Archery Talk about 10, 15 years ago. And then at one of our shoots we had out here, some younger guy randomly walked in and was like, told us who he was and had some of these. I was like, I remember seeing these things before. And he said they had bought the company and was trying to kind of restart it. So anyway, we got a few packs laying around. You do have to use a drop away rest for these. Of course, you can't use a biscuit, but y'all probably read about them on the internet.
I think the guy was from Arizona.
I got to even remember, we got all kind of stuff we're going to be giving away on Saturday evening. I probably need a list. There's so much stuff.
I know we've got the recurve.
Yeah, the recurve sort was the big thing.
The home tune kit.
The home tune kit.
A string set.
A string set. We got the Muddy Ducks fancy tumbler here. Y'all seen it on the podcast if you watched it. I did a nice close-up shot of it.
I think three t-shirts.
3 t-shirts. Archeryshack t-shirts. A bow mitt, which is for like hunting in cold weather. We'll demo it on the live feed Saturday. Chris Maples, he's affiliated with them, and he dropped his bow off. It's got one attached to it.
We're not sure on the color yet. He said it would either be black or camo, and it would be the Gen 2.
Let me read. I think he told me camo. I'll have to dig. I think he sent me a message, but I don't see it.
I know when he dropped it off yesterday or day before, he said it was black or camo.
Camo, yep. Camo it is. So people keep on throwing in stuff. We'll probably have some decals and stuff to add in. And all that good stuff. Let me just take a quick gander. If I'm just looking at numbers. So if you're new to this thing, when we give away something, we'll say, all right, pick a number between 1 and 25. You'll want to look in those comments, make sure you don't pick a number somebody else has already got, and then here in a little bit, we'll do a random draw through the computer and figure out who wins them.
Muddy Ducks is always good about watching the numbers for us.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll be good. Saturday, this coming Saturday, is our 1-year podcast anniversary, which is wild. And don't forget, at 6 o'clock Saturday, we're coming back live. We'll talk, we'll chit chat for a little while, but ultimately, about 30 minutes in, we'll start drawing numbers and giving away all kind of stuff. So we'll have it. That'll be at least a dozen plus things. Yeah. So I don't know. I know Saturday night's probably not the best of nights to do it because I know a lot of people are out doing things on Saturday night, but we just thought it would be the best. It was technically the 1-year anniversary of us doing the first one, so we're going to do it anyway. I don't know. It may be one of those things where we only got like 20 people on and a lot of people win stuff. Yeah. But I am going to probably throw it on Facebook. I ain't going to put the live feed on Facebook, but I'll advertise Saturday that we're going to be doing it on Facebook. So definitely jump in there, and who knows what else we'll to have by then.
Everybody loves that Tumbler and Muddy Ducks. Y'all go check her stuff out. It's
yeah, there's a link in the description, and this camera is not going to be near as detailed as that shot I put in the podcast. If you'll go back and look at podcast 51, about 2 or 3 minutes in, I did a real nice close-up shot, but they came to the shop last Saturday and brought us some goodies, and we restrung a bow. And speaking of that Muddy Ducks, his arrows came in Monday, and they're still sitting in here, so I'll put them in the mail tomorrow. Remind me to put them in the mail tomorrow.
Okay.
When I drop the strings off, I do it after the post office closes, so if I have to drop a bow or something, a box off, I have to do it earlier, and I always forget, but I'll try not to forget tomorrow. But anyway, this thing is fancy, and we'll be giving it away. And let me look on here for 2 seconds. I can't use my phone because we don't.
I know we got a good bit of stuff we're gonna give away. We appreciate all the sponsors. I guess you call them sponsors that sponsored. KJ did the string set, and DJ, I believe, did the shirts.
That's what I'm gonna look up. I can't remember. Actually, I can look right here. It was. Oh, Lord, the emails. It's gonna take me a while to find out, but I don't know why I can't remember off the top of my head.
I was thinking it was not. I don't know why DJ is sticking out in my head. Oh, now we can't get Philip and the one that you thought that Muddy Ducks was married to that time. He's got him a Mr. Muddy Ducks now.
No joke.
Yeah. Eric said he'll be seeing us tomorrow.
I think it's supposed to be pouring rain tomorrow. I was just looking a minute ago. Come on, computer. We have been going wild all day.
Yeah. I put a small dent.
Devin Reese.
Devin, that's
He
it.
paid for 3 shirts to give away. So thank you, Devin.
I don't know why. I had the D part right. Muddy Duck said he wanted to be special like her.
Let's see. Grundan 69 is 4 taken.
She got on there, it's open, so
Okay.
I guess Grundan got it.
Did 2 people have 7?
Yeah, I think, but Eric, he got in at number 12, I think I seen. Yeah, 12.
Okay.
Brad, it will be Saturday at 6 o'clock. This coming Saturday.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. And yeah, it'll be good. We'll chat for a little bit, and then we played around with a couple ideas, but our Muddy Ducks is going to help us, and we're going to try to keep it straight ourselves. But I think the easiest way is just going to be to do our normal number picking like we've been doing. So we're just going to go that route, and then we'll just have a list of stuff we're giving away, and call it out and throw a number out and document who it was, and then whoever wins that bow, that recurve bow, can call us or email us afterwards and let us know what poundage, or we can talk to you about it if you don't know, but what poundage you want, if you rider left-handed and all that good stuff. And
if you win a t-shirt, I'm
Yeah,
sure
what size?
all our contact info will be in there, so you can email us that. And
they, I guess, let me think, this week, PSE came out with that
Expedite NXT.
Expedite NXT. We're waiting on the new rep to come by and hopefully bring it with him and let us play with it. That might be a bow to look at. 360 IBO, 33-inch axle to axle. I think it had a 5.5-inch brace height, but I'd really like to shoot it. That may be something we look into getting before too long, but I was told they ain't gonna be shipping for quite some time in an email. So it won't. I know it won't be before hunting season that we get them. It may be sometime mid to late fall.
DLR asked, can you see the difference between a cheap and expensive bow with repeated shots through paper? Will inconsistency show up in paper on a cheap bow?
Not really. Usually, if you go through the process and get it tuned. Now, I've seen people have on any price bow a grip they didn't like and couldn't keep the same, and that caused a problem. But as far as, if you tune a bow and get it paper tuned, unless something's moving like a cable, I guess what would have to move is either a limb cup, which that's really not going to happen on a newer bow. People used to talk about shimming limb cups and all that. You don't really do that anymore. The flex slide or the cable slide rod, it would have to move, or something would have to physically be moving to change the tune of the bow. So no, I mean, even on El Cheapos that we tune, usually they stay the same.
Grundan, can you recommend an arrow for me? Currently 29.5 carbon, about 67 pounds, 125 fixed broadheads. Wants to add about 50 or 70 grains up front.
I would play, this is just a random, there's a million things you could shoot. Something I'm going to play with probably this year too is get you like a Black Eagle Rampage, probably, I'd have to really look, but probably like a 250 spine, put a little brass weight up front behind the half out, and I think that would be one. We got some arrows in today I've been wanting to play with. We got some Rampage 150s in, so that's 16 grains per inch with the bone crushing half outs, and I don't know what they weigh, but I think they're heavy.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna look it all up because I really want to build a house of an arrow.
Well, here's the next question: do we do it with my bow since it's a 31-inch draw?
We need like a 150 pounder.
Oh Lord, I don't know about that.
I'm gonna do some calculations real quick.
Adam says, "Wow, Cape Buffalo arrows."
Yeah.
And DLR said, "Is that an arrow spine calculator that accounts for added FOC?"
No, I was just running numbers through my head. I'd have to really look it up, but I think that would be somewhere in the ballpark. I don't think you'd need a 150.
Not unless you was going to go
like a lot of weight up
front.
front.
If you was going to run about 100, 125, 150 up front, then you'd probably have to bump it up to that 150, or 150 spine.
Well, he'd probably be at that with the stuff, but
I'm talking about if he was doing like a heavy front weight. But I think he said he's wanting to run 50 to 70 grains up front. Which I know the Renegades, their half out weighs right at 50 grains, and I can't, or is it 50 or 52?
50. I'm gonna see what this roughly would weigh here. 150 at my draw length.
Why you do that? DLR, I would much rather run the half out than I would a outsert, especially if you're shooting into a bag target. That thing's gonna catch. Like a block target or a foam target. You shouldn't have any problems pulling those out. But you get in a bag now. You get in a bag target, they're gonna be hard to pull out. The only reason I would run a outsert is if I was running that Black Eagle Focus system, because you can get it in 100 grain aluminum outsert, and so with the everybody going heavy, that would be the reason for me to run an outsert. But other than that, I like the half out better.
If I ran a 28-inch arrow with 125 grain tip, nothing fancy, that'd put me at probably around 700 grains. So that would be interesting.
Let's see. Adam Smith says my TKO's 29.5 carbon, 125 grain insert and 125 grain head, 70 pound. He said they're 250 spine.
Mm-hmm. we were sort of late to the heavy arrow game because we thought it was going to be a quick fad last year, and people are all about it. So I'm getting into wanting to play with it a little bit. So I may figure out some kind of a heavy arrow ordeal and do a prime black 3 hunting bow build at some point and video it.
DLR said, is there a spine calculator that factors for extra FOC?
There probably is, but I couldn't tell you where to find it. Well, to a certain degree, Archer's Advantage works because you can add. It's not just your basic. It's pretty fancy, and you can go to archersadvantageonline.com. I think it's $10 a year, and it'll let you select pretty much any arrow you've ever heard of, the spine. You can really play with the weight, and it gets down to the nitty gritty of what nock are you using and fletching and all that. So that's probably where I would go with that. I need to get on mine and play.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. John asked, what arrow cutter would y'all recommend for a do-it-yourself?
I would get there's 2 options. The one I would get though is that
T-Bird?
The T-Bird. There's a T-Bird arrow saw, they call it. And what sold me on, well, 2 things sold me on it. One, I don't think he's on here, but we sold Jim Ford, that's our buddy in Tennessee. He got one. He ordered it from us, and he's been playing with it, and he likes it. But it's modular. You can actually take it apart in like 4 pieces and put it in a small box if you're not going to leave it set up. But 2, what sold me on it, and I'd like to kind of have one to play with, even though it's not really meant for like a lot of use, the blade, of course, spins, and then on the cap that puts the blade in, they've made almost like it's not a sandpaper, but it's made into the metal. The metal's rough, so that you can put the arrow on the spinner that's made into it and just tap that rotating blade on the side the way they got it made, and it'll square your arrows without having to buy another squaring device. So when he showed me that, it's on the 2nd generation T-Bird, but that's all people should have in stock now because that was last year. So
yeah.
I've thought about ordering us one just to where we could fire it up and square arrows with it instead of using that G5 tool that we got.
Yeah.
But the second option is the Weston arrow saws. I think you can find them on eBay and all that. I think they're, I don't look real quick, a little over $100 maybe.
Richard said the Victory Arrow spine calculator lets you specify insert and point weight, if he remembers.
The Weston's more than I thought it was. 184, the T-Bird.
DLR says, I'm done with heavy arrows. I've got about a half a ton of weights. Not worth it to me.
The T-Bird's about 160, but that's probably what I'd get.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I think I'm gonna get us one. We'll have it as a backup, but just for that arrow squaring feature. Let's see.
Trying to think, what other
Right here, spine calculator.
If y'all just tuning in tonight, pick a number between 1 and 25. I don't think we hit all the numbers, but we're giving away a pack of these fobs right here. We'll draw for them here in a minute.
I'm just testing out this thing real quick. 2 point weight. What if I put 125? Insert weight 50, 28. No wrap. Fletching weight. Knock weight. No bushing. Fine spine. Yeah, it's pretty neat. That's a very simple but easy to use spine calculator on victoryarchery.com/arrow-guide. Or you can just do like me and go to Google and type in Victory Spine Calculator. And it looks like it'll let you put in whatever you want to put. But anyway, I think I want to play with this heavy stuff for this year just to do it. And like I say, I may record it and put it on make a video out of it. It's like a hunting bow setup. I think it'd be neat. We got. Will you grab that Talon quiver out there?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to show you all this. You may have already seen them, but we've talked about it, but never showed one. And we got a couple in. They're almost gone. There's like one left, but I just got a shipment notification that we got more coming. It's the Conquest Archery Talon quiver. It's the same people as Black Eagle. But I just got a thing that's some more shipped out. But
We got some more coming.
yeah.
I actually got one of these myself.
I just think it's designed neat. The cool thing is it don't mount like a normal quiver mounts. It's got what looks to be some sort of hair clip right here, but you squeeze that together, and this is what's on your bow right here. Just this one little block. This is a super stiff spine or spring, excuse me. So you squeeze that together, and it clips on there. And I think what had sold us at the show was they had risers with these mounted on it, and they were like, grab this quiver and sling it as hard as you can sling it. So people were kind of grabbing it, and they were like, no, sling it. And he was beating it on the table. He said, this absolutely will not come unhooked or rattle the way it's made.
Mm-hmm.
But they call this a 5+2. It'll hold 5 arrows with broadheads, but then in the back of it, there's 2 spots for field tip arrows. And I don't know about, I always take a field tip arrow if I need to shoot a squirrel or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I don't know if they're still running the special.
they are on the ones we've got and the ones we got coming.
Okay. It comes with a accessory pack. I know y'all probably. But what it does, it's got 2 extra mountain blocks and 2 straps, so you can actually take and run this around the if you got on private land, you got a couple trees you're hunting. That way you don't have to stick it down in your backpack, or if you don't have a limb like this one has the limb hanger on it, which I like that. You just take it off your bow, this is the tree, and it's on the tree, so
Yeah.
you can put it anywhere you need to.
They're $80. You can get them in, let me see what we just had shipped.
Black, real tree edge.
We got real tree ones and black ones coming, but you can also get them in Cryptek, Highlander, and Mossy Oak Breakup. But if I remember right, they were out of stock or something of those right now. But we got black and real tree ones coming to play with. Holy smokes, we got a $5 super chat from Crappy Master.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. But those quivers, I'm gonna be trying one out. TJ's already got one.
Yeah, I got mine. I don't know why I got my arrows loaded up. I ain't got my bow.
He said, do they accept micro diameter?
I believe so. They've got the extra. Let me pull that accessory pack out. I know my Spartans fit in the one that's already installed.
I don't think there's a micro diameter arrow in this office. I just tried.
Yeah, I believe it'd be your micro.
Yeah.
It comes with the extra.
Yeah, Conquest makes them out of Georgia. They so far we've been with Black Eagle for what, about 5 years, selling their arrows.
Yeah, about 5.
We've been impressed with them, and they're I call them local. I mean, they're still 2 to 3 hours from us, but they're sort of local. So last year, whenever it was, they started making stabilizers and stuff. Their stabilizers are nice, but of course on the expensive side. I've ordered some, but we hadn't done a ton with our stabilizers yet. But when we seen these quivers, I was pretty sold on them. There's not a foam in them. There's just show them the top of the hood of it.
Yeah, there's no foam. I don't know how good you're gonna be able to see that.
It's just straight. You're pushing up against a rubber hood. It's got like a little nipple of a thing in there, but so no foam.
Mm-hmm.
But you got the 2 contact points that hold arrows, you know, so
Yeah.
you could shoot, you could have a mechanical or a fixed blade. Holy smokes, Crappy Master, I can't believe he sent us $5. Made my night. We can now
Eat off the dollar menu.
there you go. We'll share a Coke, and then have you got the 19?
No.
We'll share a Coke, get us a cheeseburger and some nuggets apiece. We are set. What else do we need to tell y'all?
I don't know how Partain got that in there. So it's just gonna go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a Diet Coke if they give you the wrong drink.
Yeah. Where did I go? Yeah, that's what you're talking about. I was just sitting there thinking, somebody gave me a Diet Coke the other day. You were here. We ordered Domino's when Muddy Ducks was here, and they brought us a Diet Coke instead of a Coke. I think they're trying to tell me something.
Yeah, Crappy Master, we love McDonald's.
I was rewatching the video from last week with the tree saddles. I knew the signal was going to mess with us a little bit, and it is pretty jumpy. I hate that it was jumpy as it was, and we could, as we were recording it, it looks good to us, and then when I watched the replay or whatever, I was like, dang it, it's real staticky or jumpy or whatever you want to call it.
Stan says, quit scratching chiggers.
Stan, Ryan Lawless just walked out before we went live. He was telling me about his setup, and we were talking about the old saddles.
Mm-hmm.
Stan, pick another number, Muddy Duck said.
I got in a couple of the saddle hunting groups on Facebook, and I just almost like speaking a foreign language sometimes. I'm sitting there thinking, what are they talking about? It probably won't be this hunting season, but by next year, I'd like to have a saddle to play, to play with. And
I feel like Stanley told us get one and play with it for a while before you go hunting with it. That's where I'd like to get to here sooner than later. I don't know that I feel like I'll like it, but I'd like to get one and just play around with it and get comfortable with it and safe with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then by next year, or maybe the end of this year, but definitely by next year, be good to go.
I think Stan's fingers is hitting the button.
Did you lock down, Stan?
We got 3 number 11.
My Lord, son. It's Stan. Is it 11 you want? But anyway, that was a good demo, Stan. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
I guess we talked about it, but I didn't want to have to drag everything down there, but I guess we should have videoed it with a regular
Camera
and on the live feed, and then posted it with a regular camera afterwards. But if you're just tuning in, we are giving away a pack of fobs. Pick a number between 1 and 25, but look through those numbers because people's already picked a lot of them. So we'll give these away here in about 5 minutes, and then we'll go back to working on bows. But
have you got a sample one in here? I mean, we got fletchings on one somewhere, but I can at least pop it in there and show them what it looks like.
I do, but finding it. Let me look over here.
There we go. Let's get the feed to catch back up. So basically, minus the fletchings here, if I can get the knockout without breaking anything.
Available numbers are 2, 5, 8, 10, 15, 19, 20, 22.
You take your knock out of your air. It's got two sides. That side, the bigger side, is one that slides over the back of the shaft. Your smaller side, knock fits in, and it's on there. And you can take and turn these. If you got some fixed blades. I know a lot of people like to line their fletchings up with the broadhead blades, and then as this pass through a deer, this pops off and lands on the ground in the vicinity of where you hit the deer. In your air, you got to go find your air after that. So that's what a fob does. It takes away your. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but it does away with your fletchings.
I seen Tommy. Somebody else has already picked the number 7.
Do we have a QAD? Are you talking, Dale, or are you talking about the Exodus broadhead? Because I know we've got an Exodus for the broadhead test. I know we keep talking about it, but I'm hoping we can get to it for too long.
We might brainstorm with y'all one night on these live feeds about what all to set up, because we're mid-August. About a month and a half from now is when we'll start really slowing down, and that's when we'll be able to start setting up our broadhead testing. I know the basic stuff of like what I want to do, but I really need to search YouTube and see what other people have done and kind of pick the best of everybody. And what, like we talked about before, we're gonna set up like a broadhead test range almost that we can just leave set up, and instead of trying to do like 50 broadheads at once, we'll just put out a video. Hey, here's our broadhead test on the Exodus, and it'll be like the penetration test, the deflection test, the this, the that, and then maybe in a week or two do another one, and we've had a lot of people drop off and send in broadheads to test, so we definitely appreciate it. And I really think once we what are they talking about?
I don't know.
They're hollering something. We're making sure nobody's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like once we get a bunch of these out, some of these companies may be like, here's you a pack of broadheads to test, and then, instead of us mooching off of y'all, we can get some directly from the manufacturer to play with and test. But
Eric says, are we going to do just newer ones or some old ones? We've got, so far, we've got a good little sack that has been donated to us by y'all and some local people that come in.
Yeah, we've had all kind of people bring them in and say, here. So we'll test her out. Did not shoot Kiwi. We were here all weekend trying to catch up on stuff, and it still didn't happen. But they had a good turnout. They did that bow hunter challenge. We were one of the sponsors and gave them a bunch of stuff to give away and all this. And I think they had 84 people show up just for that. And I think over the weekend they had a lot more than that. But they had a good turnout, so that was good and pretty nifty.
Let's see. Matt says broadhead test would be awesome. I'd like to see G5 Montex, Magnus Stingers, and DLR said definitely test how well they group or shoot at 60, 75 yards.
Yeah. And if we had like a 10 to 20 minute video for each one of, like, we spin them, we make sure they're perfectly straight, get all the tuning aspects out of them to make sure they're right, and then, like you say, go shoot them at 60, go do this, go do that. Yeah, I agree. Great penetration. If they won't fly worth a flip, it's not worth anything.
Matt, if you want to send us some, that's fine with us. We're I guess you can say we're really not asking for them from, everybody on here, but if you want to send us some, donate to the cause, we'd be happy happy to do it.
By the time we get this thing going in about a month and a half or so, we'll have a bunch to play with. Let's draw for this thing, and then I'm going to try to knock out a couple more bows before we call it an evening. Random.org. I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Yep. Hey, Adam, I had a guy here earlier today talking about the old yesterday talking about Thunderheads.
Alright, so has everybody got him a number? between 1 and 25, we're giving away these fobs. And we'll do it in like 1 minute. I think everybody that's here has got a number.
The only thing is we're going to have to do with the broadhead test is I know it's coming, and you know it too. If we give a bad review or anything on a broadhead.
Well, I feel like we're just going to be showing what happened. You know what I mean? Like we ain't even got to interject what we think. I mean, we will a little bit and be like, well, here's what happened, but we're going to shoot them. They're going to see what happens, and that's it. But if where you're headed with it, if say the Exodus, I've had good luck with the Exodus, but let's say it does bad. Well, then if the company or whatever were to see it and get mad, well, hell, send us a pack of them. We'll try it again.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not. We're just gonna shoot it straight and see what happens.
Stan Lucas, no, we do not have any Magnus broadheads that I know of. I know Muddy Ducks, they brought us a sack full.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm drawing a number. Here we go. Generate. Number 8. Number 8. 8, 8, 8, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. I'm looking. Oh man, I don't think nobody's got it. Okay, we're gonna draw another one. Let me get this back up. Number 11. Oh Lord, that was doohickey. Stan. Number 11.
Because his computer screen froze up.
Yeah. Number 11 was Stan the Man. Are you still with us, Stanley?
Brad McAfee said, oh, come on. I actually talked to Brad the other day through email.
Oh, yeah.
He was, I don't know if he wants me to tell the story or not, but it'd probably take a little while. I know we got stuff to do, but he was asking me about some of the last chance archery presses.
I thought you said that was Brad Adams or something.
Adams. Did I say? I thought I seen Brad Adams pop up on. No, Brad McAfee. Sorry, McAfee. I got you mixed up. Brad Adams. I thought I seen Brad.
Don't tell me Stan has won and has already left our live feed. Stan, where are you at?
DLR says we gave him such a hard time, and then he wins. Serves us right. Oh man.
Anyway, we will hop off of here, but definitely tune in Saturday night at 6, and we'll give all our stuff away, and maybe have a few more items by then. But thank y'all for tuning in as always. Yeah. Thank you for listening to all our we talk about.
Yep.
And we will see y'all on Saturday evening.
See y'all.
Nighty night.